I am now recording as well.
Yep,
So, how is everyone doing tonight?
pretty good. For the viewers, we are missing Nate tonight. He doesn't feel well.
Ooh, yes. Oh no, I hope he feels okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that sucks.
yeah.
I hope it's nothing serious.
Probably not. Like, the worst it could be is COVID, and we've already established that's not the worst thing in the world.
It sucks, but it's survivable.
Yeah.
And it affects everyone differently, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So, I think there is some good things to talk about. I think I would love to start off by bitching about something, and I think I know Kalian will agree with this, what I'm about to bitch about.
Okay.
It's about Pokemon. It's about Pokemon community. It's about two things in the Pokemon community.
I've not been following the Pokemon community.
Oh, you've met you. I saw you tweet about it though.
Did I?
The forces in nature aren't
Oh,
genies,
yeah.
and just because this game is set in the past doesn't mean the Hisuian forms are extinct. That's all I'm seeing on the internet lately.
Yeah. Fucking Bulbapedia, uh, their official Twitter account called them the genies, and like
Mm. I sure
I
beforehand maybe, but now it's confirmed that they are literally
no,
those three Chinese
I don't
things.
care what anyone says. They were not genies in the first place.
No,
Uh, and like I obviously retweeted it and just shouted out my pet peeve on my main account, but I actually went onto my art account and replied to the tweet saying they're not genies.
I saw it. I liked it. I mean, they're not, especially when they're in their Therian form.
Yeah. It just because like they're floating humanoids that uh, look like the fucking genie from
Aladdin form.
Aladdin. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean that they're genies.
And the best part is we have a genie Pokemon already.
Yeah. Well, we have a
Koopa.
Jin, which isn't quite the same thing.
Oh, genie's a modernization of the gym.
Yeah. And for our viewers who don't realize, we are talking about Hoopa.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's like the cartoon genie in his little form, and then a Jin when he goes into his demon form.
Yeah.
And it's just like it never really irked me before, but it's like really starting to grate on me now because it's clear they're not genies, and I do see people starting to go against it. People calling them genies.
Ah.
It's just one of those little things that piss me off.
Yeah.
And the fact that just because the Pokemon set in the past, it doesn't mean these things are extinct anymore.
Yeah.
Sure, some could be.
Just because it's set in the past doesn't mean that it's like fucking medieval times. It doesn't mean that every Pokemon retcons things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you know what else didn't exist in games that are set in the future are various evolutions and a fairy type
Exactly.
and Pokemon having genders.
Yeah, and abilities
Yeah.
and held items. It's just silly to think that, like, sure, like some of them you could argue with, but others, just because they don't exist in this region anymore, doesn't mean they don't exist outside of Hisui.
Yeah.
Like, I saw someone saying about Growlithe going extinct and becoming Cantonian Growlithe. Growlithe is a rock and water fire type because he exists in Hisui.
Yep.
Like Decidueye's Pokedex. The reason why it changes its form is because of the temperature. Like I can pull up its Pokedex because I finished it today.
Nice.
Decidueye. The air stored inside the Rachis, Rachieis, of Decidueye's feathers insulates the Pokemon against Hisui's cold climate. Extreme cold climate. Extreme cold. Phoenix, where are you getting these words from? This is firm proof that evolution can be influenced by the environment. I think that's safe to say. We could see Hisuian Decidueye again if we ever have a cold region like Hisui.
Yeah.
And like I saw a great theory. People saying, sure, Sinnoh got soft. It softened up and all these rare evolutions did vanish. But the Sinjo ruins, where the Sinjo ruins are, that's its own region almost. It's a harsh climate, very hard for things to even exist. How do we know that all these Pokemon aren't there?
Yeah. Like, it's... I've mentioned this before, but it's also very possible that there are parts of Hisui that are not part of Sinnoh.
Mm-hmm. And because if you put the maps on top of each other, they don't really line up that perfectly.
Yeah,
Like, there's
and
parts of the land that
and just because we can't go to these places doesn't mean they don't exist.
exactly. Like, and sure, like, and over time, some parts of the land get washed away, or catastrophe happens and parts sink into the sea. But it's just so asinine to think that these Pokemon are actually extinct when it's. Well, what did we say last week? Not even 100 years. It's just a little over 100 years.
It's variable. It could be 100 years. It could be a little bit less. It could be a little bit more. It's Meiji Restoration, which happened at about the time of I want to say, the American Industrial Revolution, which came a little bit later than the European one, I think.
Which would be roughly 1910-ish.
Yeah.
Which is fitting for like the close style and everything.
Holy shit, like there are parts in the 1900s that were more than 100 years ago. Oh god, I'm having an existential crisis again.
We're old. Oh, it dawns on you more and more as time goes on. We're almost 30.
Giga is 30. Yeah, so...
yeah, please stop saying that these things are extinct. We don't have... until we have physical confirmation that these things are extinct, there is no proof that these things are extinct.
And even if they are, they're going in Altaris anyway.
There's always a way to retcon things.
Yeah.
Like, I guarantee we will see Enamorus again.
Yeah, like, they wouldn't introduce a Pokemon for, like, a trio / quartet, whatever, if they didn't plan to use them again?
I honestly think Enamorus is the hint for the next region.
Maybe.
Like I've been seeing a lot. This I guess is a good segue into the next topic. And I'm not one to talk about leaks, but I got a little curious and put my ear to the ground, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I went and looked at old leaks from about Legends, the ones that actually were real leaks and stuff. And where am I going with this?
I don't know.
I don't know either anymore. I lost my train of thought. I apologize.
You're looking at leaks, and you think that Enamorus is the hint for the next gen.
Because what if China is the next region, based off the next region? Like we were talking about this last week.
Yeah.
These 4 Pokemon are major things in Chinese mythology.
Yeah, like I even explained that the Kami quartet now, they combine Shinto and what do you call the main Chinese religion thing?
Oh fuck. Um,
Well, they combine Japanese and Chinese religious beliefs.
right.
Because on the one
And
hand, their incarnate forms are various kami, and their Therian forms are the 4 divine beasts.
mhm. And isn't there a 5th divine beast, a gold dragon?
Yes. Yes, there is. It's complicated.
It's always complicated with Chinese mythology.
The golden dragon is the center.
Right. And what more perfect of a reason to bring in a 4th member of the, well, now the Kami Quartet. What were they called beforehand besides the genies? What the forces of nature?
Yeah.
What better reason to bring in the 4th force of nature if not have them relating to the 5th member, the leader of the... I wouldn't call it the leader. That's a bad thing to say.
Well, you say that, but Digimon did this too.
Good point.
And the gold dragon, like the closest that you can come is Goldramon, which is unrelated to the Holy Beast Digimon.
Hmm. Like, I gotta say, with Enamorus especially, the design for its Therian form is genius because the black tortoise has a snake wrapping around it.
Yeah.
And
And
people are
also,
shitting on its design, but they don't realize how actually good it is.
and like, isn't the whole thing with the black tortoise that it has 2 heads?
Yes.
Yeah.
The snake and the tortoise.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just remembering Digimon where it just literally had 2 heads.
Like, no, that's... Oh, fuck, that was a stupid thing to do.
Why?
I sent an Oshawott out against Angela,
Oh, okay.
and it one-shot me.
You know, speaking of Hisuian Pokemon, I'm in the process of designing Hisuian Mega Arcanine again. Let me just screenshot this because I actually do enjoy how this one is coming along.
I'm looking forward to seeing this. Because, the Megas for Arcanine have so much potential to go a lot of awesome places.
There it is.
Alright, let me click on that. Ooh! Glad you guys can't see this.
Well, I mean, they can on my end.
On your end, yeah. It's the reason to go look at both podcast
Yeah.
perspectives. Or play them both at the same time and have them side by side.
That might get a little confusing.
Nah. That looks really good.
Thank you. Yeah, they finally released official art for the Hisuian Pokemon, so
And
just taking
they look
advantage of that.
really good. The
They
official art
do.
looks good.
They do.
Though I will say I like Sneasler's in-game model more.
I think I prefer the official art because it shows it in a slightly less awkward light.
Good point, yeah. The lighting is fickle with this game.
Yeah.
Oh, Drapion respawned.
Also, fittingly enough, I also just defeated Arcanine today.
Really? That was a hard one.
Yeah, it's the first time that I actually had to make use of the continue attempt thing.
Every single one after that I had to. Because it was shockingly hard.
Well, to be fair, I almost died against Lilligant, but I, like, managed to get through it with, like, 1 hit left.
Lilligant, I mean, she had me on the... I didn't go into the red, but I was... It was like that one point before the red hits, where the screen's almost all black.
Yeah.
But after that, I got my ass kicked at least... Electrode kicked my ass twice. Electrode was hard. Oh, wait, I know, that's not true. I did not die to the final Noble. Which made me a giddy child seeing it.
If it's the one that I'm thinking of, it's just because it's such an out of nowhere Pokemon?
No, it's not that. It's not out of nowhere. It was the size of it that made me so giddy.
Ah.
I wasn't expecting it to go beyond Gigantamax for this thing.
Well, I mean, they do warn you about it beforehand.
I know. I just wasn't expecting it to be the size of a mountain. And it just made me so happy seeing that.
Yeah, with me, my reaction was more, oh, they really weren't kidding. Jeez.
I remember I was like, oh my! I kind of nerded out at this how it was a good boss battle too. Like I really liked that final noble. Like, it was a lot better than Electrode. I will say that.
I like how that one was my second death, but Electrode wasn't.
Oh no, Electrode, that was hard for me for some reason. I didn't even have a hard time with the final. Can you call it the final boss?
No spoilers.
I'm not spoiling it, but because I'm not even sure when the credits roll because I know that's not the end because I'm in the post game and I can't even call it the post game because it feels more like part 2 of the game.
Well, I mean, if it's the battle I think you're talking about, then that is the point where credits roll.
Yeah, the thing before the point. Yeah, I mean that wasn't even as hard as Electrode. I didn't have no trouble with that. I was just keep on moving and you'll be fine. Like I'm actually looking forward to the DLC for this game.
Yeah.
That can bring me back to the leak stuff because some of the leaks that are confirmed from the Riddler, I believe these were from.
Riddler's usually pretty accurate, yeah.
They were talking about the Pokedex being around 400, but that's with DLC. So for that to happen, how big will the next be? How big the DLC will be? I mean, if they add the entire battle area, that's a very large piece of land.
Yeah.
And then there's also Canalave City and Iron Island that's missing from the game too.
And things like New Moon and Full Moon Island, I think.
Mm-hmm. Despite Cresselia and Darkrai being in the game.
Yeah, what would even be the point of those islands?
Maybe some story stuff.
I mean, Iron Island I can at least get.
Mm-hmm. Plus, they'll be able to bring in Rourke's ancestors.
Yeah.
Since his father was the, I guess, owner of Iron Island.
Oh. Giga,
And gym leader.
Giga, I have a question. How long ago was Sir Aaron a thing?
I'm pretty sure Sir Aaron isn't canon to the game, so...
I know, but they could make him. Just because of Riley.
I kind of want to say something, but I'm pretty sure that would be a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the joys of being in the post game. But the DLC leak stuff, like I'm excited. Like this makes me very excited for next week with whatever we see with the Pokemon Direct or Pokemon Day Presents, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
And I noticed something before I came on. I was just looking through the next TCG expansion, Battle Region or something like that. It's called. It has the Hisuian forms in it, so they are going to need new Pokemon, which kind of makes me think we will see Gen 9 at least revealed.
I mean, not necessarily, because Sun and Moon did kind of do the whole mid-generation thing with new Pokemon, so...
True. And plus, if we get the DLC, we will probably be getting new Hisuian forms and probably a new Mythical as well.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing that's missing is a new Mythical, and we are missing the third Mythical from Gen 8. And what better place to introduce it than Legends?
I mean, you don't need 3 Mythicals?
I know, I'm just going by, they've always been 3 Mythicals in every generation, except Gen 1 and 2.
And 3.
And 3.
Really? Gen 3? Oh, right, only 2. Deoxys and Jirachi.
Yeah.
Oh man, I completely forgot.
And even that is Gray's not even the
No, then there's like 4 for
4 for
Unova.
Gens 4 and 5.
Yeah. And for right, man, if he counts as a mythical, doesn't it?
Yep.
Forgot. Now, what about Fione? I know some people count that as a mythical.
Fione is mostly just a legendary.
Fione is
stats.
Fione.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
I mean, it's a cute design and utterly worthless regardless.
Yep.
It's funny. That's how we got breedable legendary or mythical Pokemon.
Well, I mean, mythicals are legendaries, and I don't care what anyone says.
I agree. Mythicals are legendaries that are just rarer.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? My screen's getting cloudy. Speaking of leaks, and now this is going off not confirmed leaks. This is for future leaks now. I don't even want to call them leak rumors. And as I always say, you take every rumor with a grain of salt. There could be a little truth in it or nothing at all.
Yep.
Every single rumor that I've seen on 4chan, 9gag, places that people dump leaks, I've noticed one thing in common, and it kind of has me curious. They all say an India region.
Hmm.
And that's a little odd. Because we were talking about that recently, how that could be a great idea for a region.
Well, because it's kind of semi-hinted, but so are a bunch of other different locations.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a lot.
Yeah, Australia's a big one. India's a big one. China is a big one now.
Mm-hmm. Now, my question is, if you're familiar with the mythology of India,
I'm
does
not.
the Kami Quartet could play any role in an Indian mythology?
Not that I'm aware of. And if we're talking about like the big gods, then that was already kind of covered by the Gen 6 legendaries.
Which one's Gen 6?
Kalos. X and Y.
I thought that was Norse.
It is. It's also kind of Hindu.
Oh, I never saw him doing it.
It's because like the designs are definitely Norse, but the roles that they take are definitely Hindu.
Oh, I can kind of see it.
Yeah.
Death, life, and balance.
Yep. Plus, apparently Zygarde looks like Vishnu.
I have a little statuette of Perfect Zygarde on my top of my Xbox. I don't see that. I don't see Vishnu.
When this was a thing, we only had 50%.
A snake Zygarde?
Yeah, because of the weird head thingies.
Maybe.
This is also something that Loxton pointed out, and yeah.
Like, I'm having a hard time seeing Vishnu in Snake Zygarde. Jormungandr, sure, definitely.
I think the main thing was just the silhouette with the head and the 6 whatever.
Okay. Without seeing Zygarde proper, I could see something. And I know a lot of people are freaking out over the fact that Kaparaja's mentioned in Raichu's Pokedex. And I love it how we basically figured all that out the other week.
Yeah.
And now, like, that's the biggest thing, saying, oh my god, he's from a new region.
There's also just kind of the fact that it makes sense that Kaparaja would be in Raichu's Pokedex, because Raichu's Pokedex used to mention Indian elephants.
Yeah, and Pokemon thankfully started avoiding the real world references.
So apparently the reason for them doing that in the first place was because originally it was intended that the Pokemon world was our world.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know I can come on top of these. Cool. I'm in the coastal lands, the Cobalt coastlands, and I was flying around and I landed on top of the wrecked ships.
Nice.
I didn't know that was possible.
Yep.
But I'm very excited for what we see next week.
Alright, who wants to see the Mega Arcanine work in progress again?
Of course. I really like where this is going.
I need to figure out the legs a little bit better, and also the head's just kind of awkward, but I like the design itself.
I mean, you could always get rid of the back legs.
No.
Okay.
That kind of breaks the kind of design trends with the other two.
Okay, good point.
You could argue that so does the fact that it only has one horn, but also it has those eyebrow things that are sweeping back like the horns of the other two.
Right. Oh, you fucking bastard. So I guess I caught a rare alpha Pokemon today. Alpha Porygon Z.
Nice. I'm still trying to get a fucking large weasel.
I was lucky. That was the first weasel I caught was the perfect size. I was so lucky.
So it is possible.
Oh yeah, you don't have to get an alpha. You just catch every single weasel you see and just check them in their summary.
Okay, good, because I can't even find an alpha weasel.
Yeah, it's I think 2% chance. That's it.
Uh,
I
No,
got
it's
weirdly
definitely
lucky with finding an alpha.
that's the alphas appear the most random things with some of the Pokemon.
also, like I mentioned that I just beat Arcanine. I'm 8 stars.
That's nice. I'm close to getting my 10th star.
I've just been mostly running around trying to just not really train up, but catch Pokemon and stuff. And like I was trying to get fucking Umbreon, and I expressly waited for the sky to darken and for the night encounters to come out, and I still got an Espeon.
Huh.
So that was annoying.
That's weird.
And it's even more annoying because you can't beat a cancel evolution in this game.
Oh, really? I never even checked for a cancel evolution thing.
Yeah. I just need to remember to actually save before I try to evolve things. Or
Yeah,
try to evolve Eevee, rather.
saving a lot is really helpful in this game.
Yeah. I turned off autosave, which is fine, because I don't like when the game saves without my permission. But
I just find it so foreign to have autosave on Pokemon games. It just doesn't seem natural.
I still haven't found any shinies.
I had a freak thing happen and it was hilarious.
Oh.
I had an mass outbreak of Basculin. I got 2 shinies in it.
Nice. Can I have one?
It was like
Jesus.
Oh, if you want one, sure. They're both male.
Okay. I mostly just
let me
want for shiny living dex purposes.
Okay, let me get back to town and I'll trade it to you.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to get multiple anyway, because like Basque Legion and multiple forms, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was hoping it was both male and female, but it was just male, both male, which was a little disappointing. But I'm not going to complain about 2 shinies from 1 outbreak.
So, what are you trying to say, Giga?
Weirdest thing that's happened to me so far is that I found a shiny near an outbreak of the same species.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like I was trying to get away from the outbreak of Bronzor because they all aggroed on me. Then, like 15 feet away, there was just a shiny Bronzor. I'm like, what?
That's funny.
Yeah, I've been trying to reset for Vulpix Outbreak so I can complete their Dex page and go for a shiny because obviously
Hmm.
I've
Like,
I've gotten actually really close to finishing about I want to say like half of Hisuian Zoroark because I just kind of got into a battle with a Pokemon that couldn't hurt a normal ghost type and just spammed Nasty Plot.
Nice.
it is a really good Pokemon.
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad to trade Lady now.
Oh, okay. I I didn't think we were doing this right now. Hold on.
Yeah, why not?
I'll just put my tablet away. Okay. I don't think I'm even in town. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is kind of. Oh, okay. There's a distortion over there. Okay. Yeah, I'm just putting off going to Electrode because that scares me.
Rightfully so. Oh, and before you, when you get to Cresselia in the post game, make sure you talk to Melly beforehand because it can fuck up the game.
Okay. Also,
Also, what?
how so can it fuck up the game?
It soft locks it
Oh, okay.
because you won't get the plate in the end. They will just be standing there and they won't talk to you after.
Ah,
And you can't progress the post game story.
okay.
So basically the thing I've been doing is saving before every legendary fight in the post game.
I mean, that's just
Just in case.
common practice.
Yeah, like before. No, I mean like saving before I even get close to the arena, just in case if something happens like that.
Okay, let me go find the trade lady. I wish you could ride Stantler or Weirder in town.
Yeah, I know.
So far away. So, what code do you want to use?
You ready?
Yep.
0,
Yeah.
4,
Hmm.
2, 0,
Seriously?
6, 9, 6, 9.
You know that's gonna just be interrupted by strangers, right?
Yeah, good point. I'll use my birthday again.
Oh, I already did the thing.
Oh, okay. Let me get back into it then. Okay. I have link code is 0420 6969 because I'm 5 years old.
Yeah. Normally, what I do is I just put my birth year in twice.
When we traded originally, I put my full birthday.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable putting that on camera.
I don't know what to give you.
I don't give a shit.
I know. I was just like, what do I do? Okay.
I'm still shocked at my shiny Pikachu because I didn't know I caught a shiny Pikachu. And I'm glad I'm capturing this on camera. I love how over the top this trade is.
Yeah.
It's a fucking rocket ball. Oh, I never noticed the detail on the Ultra Ball before.
Yeah, it's nice and shiny.
Yeah, it is. Damn. Like, everything about this game I absolutely love. The only thing I don't like is a little quirk that I refuse to accept as canon, where Laventon says the Pokemon shrinks down to get in the ball. I don't believe that.
Okay, so
I think
to be fair, Pokeballs were just recently invented, and it could be that he's just incorrect.
exactly. Like the way I've always seen it is like there's like a special crystal inside that is able to absorb the Pokemon.
The way that I've seen it is that Pokemon are just creatures made from energy, which
Good
is why
point.
we can store them in a fucking computer.
People found my lost satchel.
Oh, did anyone find mine?
Thank you.
Probably not. Okay.
I only have 2, but
I kind of
this one had
died
all
in an awkward location.
Mine.
Because I fell off a mountain.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would suck.
every major death I've had, like death, has been because of falling to my death.
Yeah. And this is like right before I got Sneasler too.
You know, I kind of wish Sneasler climbed better. It was like a little faster, like a tiny bit faster.
Mm.
And I
Yeah.
know I don't know if this is considered spoilers, but do you mind if I talk about Braviary real quick?
Go ahead.
Why can't we
Let
fly
me.
up?
That would be overpowered.
I know, but like I love flying around on Braviary so much. And like I've noticed something, like this game's made me appreciate Pokemon I never would appreciate before.
Yeah.
Like Badoo. Like Badoo, the way Badoo comes up to you when you're just chilling is just so adorable. And Spheal. I've always thought Spheal was cute, but seeing it just roll around, it just makes me happy. There is one Pokemon I'm a little pissed that it's so aggressive when it doesn't make sense for it to be aggressive.
Oh.
Carnivine. It's an ambush predator. Why is it so aggressive?
Speaking of, you lied. Machoke is not neutral.
What did you do to get it pissed off?
I stood nearby.
I've never had a Macho piss me, get out, come after me unless I caught a Pokemon nearby.
Yeah.
No, because like I was just standing there and it got mad at me.
That's weird. You know, I wonder if the personality affects the aggressiveness, because I've noticed sometimes some Pokemon are aggressive and some aren't.
Hmm.
Like I had a Badoo randomly attack me for no reason. And Badoo is Badoo.
Well, I mean, Pokemon that are timid will attack you if you get too close, like self-defense sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. I think there's still a lot with this game that has yet to be discovered. Like I know there's some Machoke in the coastline. I'm gonna go fly over and see what happens.
Okay.
I've never been attacked by Machoke before. Like I've just literally sat with them for a while. Okay, there's the Alpha Machoke. Ooh, an Alpha Skorupi. Must catch that first.
Oh yeah, the Alpha Crobat in Wayward Cave almost wiped me when I was trying to catch it.
It's a hard one to get around. Like that's a level check right there.
Oh, it's not so much that I didn't want to fight it; it's that I was trying to catch it. So, like, I wasn't killing it.
Oh. Oh, so you didn't engage the battle.
No, I did, but like I was actively attempting to not kill it.
Oh, right. I think this Machoke's going to get pissed at me. I'm trying to catch the Alpha Skorupi, and it's like they're just chilling together. Yay. Yeah, no, I'm with the Machoke right now, and he just walks up to me, flexes.
And he got mad at me.
That's weird. Like this is the coolest thing. He's just running around, flexing around me. I love that.
The Machop also got mad at me.
Machop they get a little testy. The middle form never does for me.
Hmm.
Unless I catch a Pokemon right next to it, then it gets like angry.
Machop, I more have an issue of it getting in the way of me trying to catch something else.
They do. Oh, I remember what I wanted to talk about now. One of the old leaks.
Oh.
And it was from the Riddler, so I mean, I believe it was true. Pokemon Legends and the Diamond and Pearl remakes were never to be intended this way. Like, from what I remember what the leak said, they had trouble in the development of the Diamond and Pearl remake, which was supposed to be like Sword and Shield. There was trouble with it. They decided to scrap it, put out Legends using Gen 9's engine, and give the Diamond and Pearl remakes to that IC, whatever the company that made it was. And since it was coming from the Riddler, I'm more likely to believe it.
Was this paired with any leaks that we know were true?
Yes, that when he mentioned the DLC, it was part of that. It was like a thread on Twitter.
Okay, because
I don't know if the thread's there anymore, but
like there are instances where people will pretend to be the Riddler.
I'm pretty sure this is because it was part of the same thread.
Okay.
That talked about all the Hisuian forms and all that jazz.
Okay.
So the thing is, I can see it because there are things in this game that do feel rushed, like trying to get it done in time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And since when would Pokemon ever give their game out to another company to do? If there wasn't an issue.
I mean, they did it all the time with spin-offs.
Main series, though. The remake was the main series.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Oh, I know.
It's not unprecedented.
Speaking of spin-offs, like this hit me today. Or not today, yesterday. You know how cool it would be to have a Pokemon Ranger in Legend style?
No.
No.
I just want another Pokemon Ranger. Aquajet, no.
Unfortunately, Ranger was definitely made for the DS. And
well, I think that you could change the mechanic at this point, so it's different.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the stylist do it.
I don't like Ranger very much.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Not the first one. First one was not that fun. The second one, though, and the third one. Was there a third one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Guardian Signs and Shadows of Ultima.
Almia.
Almia. It was that one. That one was my favorite.
I just want more Mystery Dungeon.
I know it's so close to having Legends, but I would love another Legends already. As long as it's not Legends Kanto, because Kanto has no fucking lore.
Yeah.
And like I saw people saying, "Oh, let's have Legends Mewtwo." Mewtwo didn't exist until recently.
Someone wanted Legends Mew, but like Mew isn't even native to Kanto.
No, it's native to whatever South America region is.
Yeah, like its DNA was imported to Kanto. People kind of forget that.
Yeah, like that's the thing. People think Mewtwo's such a unique legendary Pokemon. Anyone with the DNA of Mew can just make another Mewtwo.
Yeah. And that's happened multiple times in the anime and the games.
Exactly. I mean, you do people really think these are all the same Mewtwo that we catch in all these different regions?
People refuse to believe that there's more than one Rayquaza, when we know that there's at least two from the anime.
Mm-hmm. And I will always say there's two Celebi, a male and a female. The Shiny's the female. I blame Pokemon Mystery Dungeon for that one. That's just my own. That's just a little my own headcanon.
I mean, or they're just both female.
I never saw the green one as female.
To be fair, they are genderless, so.
Yeah.
The pink Celebi is both like a running joke in the Zedge friend circle and also just one of the best spin-off characters ever.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Or in
there's a
Grovyle.
reason why Shiny Celebi is such a popular Pokemon.
Yeah. But like, what else is there to talk about that isn't just Legends?
Yeah, I know, because we have been our conversations have been mostly Pokemon dominated.
I mean, Pokemon dominated is fine, but like, it's entirely Legends.
Yeah, I know. Which is it's understandable because it is the brand new thing.
Yeah.
And we have to wait till next week to have new Pokemon stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Are we all still okay with waiting until the present happens to record?
Well, I mean, we could record on that Thursday, and then we can also just record again for
Special episode?
for the coming week.
Okay. Oh, you mean like record early and just like take a
Yeah.
week off? Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Giga, what do you think?
Yeah, sure.
I'll have to run it by Nate, and I know that Terrific is intending to get in as a guest soon.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Like, when it comes to like something this special, a Pokemon present, it's more the merrier.
Yeah.
Especially if it is a Gen 9 reveal or a new Pokemon game reveal. Even the DLC reveal is going to be worth talking about.
Yeah, I would not get my hopes up for Gen 9, but the Legends DLC is more than possible.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not getting my hopes up for Gen 9. It just seems like the cards are falling into the right place.
My issue is always that it's too soon after Legends releases.
But what if Legends was like originally if that leak is true, Legends was never intended to be a thing.
So?
Like we would have had normal release of the the remake.
Okay, but they are marketing Legends as main series, meaning that they're focusing on it as main series, meaning that they're giving it breathing room.
I thought you were always calling it a spin-off.
It is a spin-off, but they're marketing it as main series.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact this is the fastest selling Pokemon game in existence?
Yeah.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate that fact?
Is it really?
Yes, 6.5 million copies since release.
Because I could have sworn that, like, Gen 2 outsold, like, literally every other Pokemon game.
I think they're counting modern Pokemon. I don't... No, I think it actually did outsell them.
Wow.
And this is, like, fast, like, how fast it's selling. Like, it hasn't overtaken Animal Crossing yet, but it's, like, getting really close.
Okay, Animal Crossing came out at a weird time.
Yeah, perfect storm.
Yeah.
Boy, was it. And, like, that's... I think that... Like, okay, I gotta ask you a question.
Yep.
If the pandemic wasn't happening, if we didn't just go into lockdown, do you think Animal Crossing would have blown up the way it did?
No.
I don't think so either.
Because the way that Animal Crossing works, like, it was a much hype release, but also it's a surrogate for social interaction.
Like, I'd never intended on getting it. My friend talked me into getting it a week after it came out, because it came out the same day as Doom Eternal. And that I had pre-ordered.
Yeah, I didn't intend to either. I mostly just got it because Picaspri was playing it on stream, and I wanted to just join in the fun.
And it became an obsession, for me anyways.
I dropped it after a few months, I think.
I absolutely loved it, and I haven't played it since Christmas time.
I played it more than I played New Leaf, which isn't saying much, but...
Well, this is my first time playing Animal Crossing, so I kind of like got swept up into the whole thing and just had a great time with it.
Yeah. I mean, I spent actual money on amiibo cards to get the villagers that I wanted, and amiibo power tag, but that was mostly for Monster Hunter, actually.
You helped me make my phone into an amiibo.
That's so finicky.
It doesn't work anymore because the not the Play Store. Yeah, Google Play Store. That's it. They took it off.
And just get an amiibo power tag from the people that make Action Replay, and it's fine.
I've read that is limited on how many times you can reload the thing.
No.
Oh.
No, if it's
Whoa.
made by the people who make Action Replay, it's nothing limited like that.
Okay, and how do you rewrite onto it? Do you just plug it into the computer?
More or less, yeah. It's weird.
Oh, I don't plan on playing Animal Crossing anytime soon, but I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having Shino. Oh,
Shino is the deer, right?
Yeah, the deer with the cool Japanese yokai thing.
Yeah. Kabuki, I think, rather, not yokai.
Well, I don't know. She's really pretty though.
Yeah. I have the villagers that I want, but yeah.
I'm just like, I have to get rid of Marina and Olivia, and I would like I think his name's Grizz, a cranky bear, and he's just like your stereotypical bear, and he's just adorable. And so I was going for like an art theme, and Grizz I can see like carving wood.
Right.
As silly as my weird headcanon is. It's like I started developing backstories for all my villagers. You got Whitney, musician. Celia, the florist. Molly. Molly's Molly. She's tries to do everything, fails, never mastered anything. Chai's a barista.
Jack of all trades, master of none is the phrase you're looking for.
And Chai's a barista. Stitches is an abomination. He lives with the Able sisters. What in the fuck was that?
That was my notification ringtone, which is a Skyrim Dragon Roar, and I just got a spam text.
Awesome.
That always throws me off.
Like that was like the coolest shit ever.
It was just a spam text.
Oh, I have mine filtered out.
Yeah, it's like the text that you get from email addresses.
Oh god, I get those a lot. I ended up finding a way to filter them out with my phone. Well, it's at least it's not one of those Indian scam calls.
Yeah.
I love fucking with those guys. I will keep them on the line for at least an hour, just wasting their time before they catch on. I remember when my grandmother was still alive, she had one call her, saying it was your grandson and I've been arrested and need bail money.
Yeah, you've talked about this.
Yeah, and I was literally sitting across the table from her. Oh shit, that's funny. That always made me laugh.
It's like either they kidnapped the wrong person, or they did a really good job of kidnapping you without you ever realizing.
I didn't even know I was kidnapped. It's just like I don't like scammers, and I will do whatever I can to waste their time.
Also, for people on my end wondering why nothing is happening, I'm on flight racing right now instead of drawing.
Well, that's the beauty of the podcast. Do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Oh, Shellos, what the hell? Why are you aggressive? You shoot me once and run away. What the fuck?
Yeah. They do that.
Yeah. I've never had that happen before. Well, speaking of annoyingly Pokemon, are you familiar with the Manaphy quest in the game?
Yep, and I do actually know how to do it.
Yeah. It took me a few tries because they kept on killing me. Well, I reset the game. I didn't let them actually kill me.
I don't know about that part. I just know that like the hint that it gives you isn't even in Legends.
Yeah, you have to go back to Diamond and Pearl for it.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But the fight is very hard. Well, I had a hard time anyways. I don't know about normal people.
It actually wasn't that bad for me when I decided, screw it, I'm just gonna kill everyone except for this one peony. Catch it, leave, then deal with everything else.
I managed to catch all 3, but I had to sticky glob them and sticky glob, backstrike with a Spirit Tomb. And from there I just did normal Pokemon battle.
This reminds me. It took me until today to realize that you can, in fact, throw Pokeballs when there's multiple Pokemon in the battle.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize that until
because that was kind of like trained out of me to attempt.
Yeah. It's like everything you know about Pokemon you have to like just forget for this game.
Yeah, because you're not able to throw in Wild Double battles in Gen 5 Plus. You can't throw in Horde battles until you knock out all but one Pokemon. So it was just like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing is like it turns Pokemon on its head. You are now the one in the tall grass, not the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Artillery.
Giga, I'm giving you research notes on Flight Rising.
Thanks.
I'm just glad Legends was so successful because that guarantees we will at least have another one.
Yeah.
And if they're going chronologically, Legends Kyurem would be next. And I'm okay with that. It's better than Legends Mewtwo. It's like, oh, okay, here's 5 years before the first Pokemon game took place. Have fun. And everyone keeps saying Legends Johto as well, but I can't get with that one.
I mean, I could see it happening.
Would it be Celebi or...
It would be Ho-Oh.
Legends Ho-Oh. That does have a better ring to it.
It doesn't have to be Mythicals, dude.
True. And like the only thing I could think of for Kanto would be Melmetal. But Melmetal's not from Kanto, apparently. Just introduced in Let's Go. Or, yeah, Let's Go. Well, technically Go, but...
Yeah, it's just like, just because Arceus is a mythical doesn't mean that every Legends game has to be related to mythicals, because of course people are talking about Legends Kyurem, Legends Zygarde.
Right. And those are definitely things that it would be, because Kyurem has no story, well, until Black and White 2.
Yeah, because, like, the point, I think, of Legends is to tell the story of obviously, the legends that are involved in the region. And it just so happens that Arceus was chosen not because it's a mythical, but because it's, like, central to all of the legendaries.
Right.
Not all of them, but, like, 6 of them.
It's the father to Palkia, Dialga, and Giratina, at least.
And the Lake Trio.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So the reason it was chosen to be the mascot isn't because it's a mythical, it's because it's so intrinsically tied with Sinnoh.
Right. It is the creator Pokemon. It is God.
Yeah.
It's God with the capital G in the Pokemon world.
Yeah. That does
Palkia.
That does remind me, though. I wish people would stop calling Giratina the devil, because it's not.
I mean, if you look at it through the Catholic eye, it would be it's the fallen angel. The
Okay,
one
but Arceus is a Shinto god.
I know, but some people like to compare him to the Catholic pantheon.
That's because Christianity is so pervasive throughout the world that people look at Arceus and can't help but draw comparisons to the Christian god, but also
But,
just like yes, Giratina does have some design inspiration from biblical depictions of the devil. Like it has a lot of sixes involved. It's like that one thing from the Bible that I don't remember what it's called. Giga, to help me out.
I don't remember either.
Okay.
describe it, and I can tell you.
It's some sort of like not real. I don't think it's a dragon, but it's like a multi-headed beast, and it's not a Hydra because that's Greek.
I know what you're talking about. It's the Beast of Revelations. It's
Yeah.
the dragon with the 7 heads and 10
Yeah.
crowns. And
Yeah.
it's just the Dragon of Revelations. It has no
Okay.
real name.
Okay, the Dragon of Revelations, because its origin form has those 6 wings and plus the normal head, that's 7 heads, blah blah blah. But Giratina, in like just lore, is not a devil analog.
See, the only reason why people draw similarities is because Giratina was cast out for its violent nature. That's the only reason why people draw the
Yeah, and
comparisons.
I don't care what people say. I don't care what Cynthia says. Giratina is not antimatter.
Oh no, he's like space-time antimatter. Nah,
Giratina is
that doesn't
gravity.
make sense. That makes a lot more sense considering the distortion world. Gravity's everywhere.
And you know what gravity can do? It can fuck
Well,
up space and time.
that is true. It warps it.
Yeah. Yeah, like it doesn't take a lot to disprove the Giratina equals antimatter thing, because notice that you can go into the distortion world and not explode.
Exactly. And you're just stuck to every platform there is without falling off.
Yeah.
It's like everything has its own gravity.
Yeah. And like people only say antimatter because Cynthia says it in the Sinjo Ruins event. And like
That could just be
no,
poor translation.
or she could just be wrong.
Right.
Like Cynthia is human. Cynthia is not some omniscient person who can tell you literally everything about the Pokemon world without inaccuracies. She can be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And yes,
And
before people pointed out, yes, I am aware that Game Freak has even called Giratina the antimatter Pokemon. I don't care what they say. Giratina is not antimatter.
it makes more sense for it to be gravity because when you think space and time, you don't think antimatter. You think space, time, and gravity.
Yeah, or darkness. I know that's time, sky, and darkness, but still. I just like making that meme.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's just like the lore contradicts itself with Giratina a lot of the time.
Yeah, just like every religion.
Um, going not even with a religious outlook on it.
Yeah, I'm memeing.
I mean, we're told that Giratina is cast out from whatever realm Arceus, Palkia, and Dialga used to exist in
Yeah, so
because it was so violent.
the Giratina equals gravity theory posits that it wasn't that Giratina itself was violent, but that before it got a real grasp of its powers, it was just wreaking havoc. Because gravity going haywire fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And
And gravity makes more sense with ghosts.
life
It's an
basically
intangible.
life would not be able to form if like gravity isn't working right.
Right.
Yeah.
So the idea is that Arceus gave Giratina the distortion world so that it could get a grip on its powers without fucking everyone up.
Right. Or maybe even its mere existence around Palkia and Dialga is causing some kind of destruction.
Maybe.
Just because of what it is.
Maybe. And like, there's that whole thing with when Giratina appears at Spear Pillar. Like, obviously, gravity is getting warped.
And also, it came to defend Palkia and Dialga.
Yeah.
It's why would someone who was so evil and world-ending devil come to save its brothers?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like looking at the Catholic I call it the Catholic mythology. My mom gets pissed when I call it that.
I mean, it is Christian mythology.
Lucifer. Yeah, I don't think Lucifer would come to save Michael and Raphael.
You should watch the show Lucifer on Netflix.
I watched it when it was on regular TV.
Watch it on Netflix too, because like
you know I don't have Netflix, right?
Get it somehow, because it is worth watching. And
yo ho, pirate's life for me.
Basically, yeah. So like Lucifer's first 3 seasons are on Fox, or were on Fox rather, and
then it was phenomenal.
And then Netflix picked it up for seasons 4 through 6, and despite some slightly woke hiccups in the later seasons, it is a solid 9 out of 10 show. The finale made me cry.
So you just gotta blame Netflix for going woke.
Yeah. And it's a solid show. Like, even beyond its shoehorned cops are racist narrative in a couple late season episodes.
Oh, they had to match what was going on with the world.
Yeah. And there is one production issue, I will say, in that you can tell when they were doing lockdown protocols, because there are like a series of episodes where when characters are having conversations, the camera flips back between solo shots of those characters without showing them next to each other.
Okay. Yeah,
it's
I've
very
noticed that with a lot of shows.
It's very noticeable once you know what you're looking for. So yeah, you can tell when they started doing lockdown protocols, but that's just a production issue. That's not their fault.
Right, yeah. Like, the same thing happened with the finale of Supernatural. It was filmed during the lockdowns, and it was delayed 6 months because of it, and you could tell like some solo shots, some where it was like disproportionately far away talking.
Yeah, and like I'm thinking of one particular episode of Lucifer where there's just like a cop side adventure or something, and they were sitting at a table booth, and the camera was just like flip-flopping between the two sides of the booth, just solo shots of each character.
Right.
Although, speaking of shows, Giga and I finished season 4 of Game of Thrones.
Remind me of the major event at the end of that season.
Tyrion.
Oh God, yes, you're there. Oh, what a way to go!
I unfortunately I have heard that after his solid performance at the end of season 4, Tyrion kind of starts sucking.
Oh no! Don't worry, he does not.
Okay,
because he gets a little drunk in season 5. That's pretty much it.
Okay, because like. Actually, no, I think it's that all of the characters except Tyrion were starting to get pretty poorly written or something. No, yes. Okay, no, I remember looking at the comments of some Miracle of Sound songs for Game of Thrones, and I remember a very consistent opinion, I guess, is that after season 4, literally the only character who is well written is Arya.
Yeah, like her character is consistent all the way through, even to the finale. Like, I don't want to say Mary Sue, but sometimes it dips its toe into almost being Mary Sue.
Well, like, I think that comes with the fact that she's protagonistic throughout the entire series. Like,
Yeah,
right now, I would say that as of the end of season 4, Game of Thrones has 4 protagonists. Or 5, rather. Um, Arya, Jon, Bran, Daenerys, and Tyrion.
protagonist. Sure, let's go with protagonist.
You know what I mean. Protagonistic viewpoint.
Yeah, the old viewpoint. Well, yeah. I mean,
It's what I call viewpoint bias and or the protagonist effect, where you root for a character just because you're seeing their perspective of things.
is Jamie having his own perspective yet? Or does that come
Kind
after?
of, not yet.
Because you could give him that view too.
Okay, Jamie is like the best character arc so far, though, because
Yeah,
like you start out hating him, and then you love him by the time
yeah.
season 4 comes around.
Like he became honestly like I don't remember what season it was, but there's a season finale. I think it's the finale or the penultimate episode when it opens that made Cersei one of my favorite characters.
There is also just one thing that I want to mention in the season 4 finale. Uh, when Tyrion is leaving before he discovers Shay, I guess we'll
Mhm.
just leave it at that.
You can go spoil. The Game of Thrones has been over for a long time. You can go spoil.
I like to not. But you can faintly hear a very soft, very slow Rains of Castamere.
Mm-hmm.
And I love
The
that.
music sets every scene in Game of Thrones, and I will always love how they do that.
You know that when the Rains of Castamere start playing, something's
Bad
about to
shit's
happen.
going down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as I love Tywin's character.
Tywin was a
And
solid character. I hate him as a person, but I love him as a character.
it was one of my favorite characters. Like he was just the most his role. Charles Dance, that's the actor's name, correct?
I don't know.
The way he played him, it felt so real. Like when they introduced Tywin as a character in season 2, I think, where he's just gutting the deer and cleaning the game.
Yeah.
And he's the head of one of the great families. He's the head of Lannister.
Yeah.
And he's there just cleaning game. It was just a great introduction moment.
Yeah. Also, rip that one guy whose name I can't remember, but he has a very distinct foreign accent, and he literally just died because he got too passionate in his vengeance. The guy that was Tyrion's champion.
Oh yeah,
Rip that guy, but like,
Oberyn.
yeah, but
He wore a fucking helmet.
also just this is a Game of Thrones teaching me don't get attached to people.
Yeah, I really liked Oberyn. I mean, I really liked Oberyn's character. I wanted to see him kill the Mountain so bad.
Yeah. There's just also the dragons are so well animated.
Oh, that's why I'm so
They
excited for
feel
the
real.
spinoff.
What?
They do. That's why I'm so excited for the prequel.
Oh.
Because it's going to be nothing but dragons. Because it's the rise of House Targaryen.
Because like I've seen clips of the dragons as adults, most notably the black one who I believe is named Rhaegal?
Drogon.
Rogan. Okay.
Rhaegal is the gold one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or
So
no,
I've
Rhaegal's the green one.
I've seen clips of the black one as an adult, and oh my god, he just has presence.
He's a big boy too.
Yeah. I was commenting to Giga that my theory is that there's just extreme sexual dimorphism in terms of size between the dragons, and the black one is the male.
I can actually tell you about that because I have the companion textbook for Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Dragons are genderless. They're neither male nor female.
Ah.
Both can lay eggs.
Oh, interesting.
Drogon just was able to get so... Well, I'm not going to spoil that. Because there is a reason why Drogon's so fucking massive compared to Rhaegal and Viserion.
Viserion, that was the other one. Okay.
You get me talking about Game of Thrones, I will nerd out all night.
No, my dude, I just love good dragon animation.
And it is. I mean, like, I remember even when they were babies, when the CGI wasn't the best, it was still really good.
Yeah. But I love it when animation and CGI gives things presence.
Yes. And those dragons feel real.
Yeah. The same can be said for the Hungarian horntail in the Harry Potter movie.
Yes,
Like you can
Hands down,
feel
it felt.
you can feel it. You can feel it scrambling around on Hogwarts' roof.
Destroying all the shingles on the tower.
Yeah, you can
How
feel its
visceral it was
weight.
to breathe fire. Yeah.
Like it has weight, it has presence.
That is some of the best CGI work right there.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna like now that you started watching again, it gets so good before it gets so bad. I can't say it's bad because the ending is fitting. I just would have liked to have seen certain things happen in different ways.
I know the general gist of some things that happen, mostly because as solid of a character as Tyrion is, it's a shame that the same cannot be said for his actor.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
I love Peter Dinklage, but he's a prick. Especially with the most recent thing.
Peter Dinklage, for some reason, I think has decided that nobody but him can play dwarves.
And I love another dwarf actor came out and said, basically told him to fuck off.
Yeah.
I know I've recognized him. I know what I've seen him in, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Because, like, I love Tyrion as a character.
Mm-hmm.
I do not love his actor.
No. I mean, yeah, I agree. That's why I always say separate art from artist.
And I know that, like, just from hearing what he said about the Game of Thrones ending, that Daenerys probably doesn't get a happy ending. The Starks probably don't get a happy ending.
It's Game of Thrones. There's no such thing as a happy ending.
Fair.
I mean, I'm not going to spoil it. No, it's a fitting ending. I personally like the way it ends. I just was hoping to see more out of certain things.
Mm.
Like, there's going to be a scene in the very last episode that it was beautiful, and it made me. What's the word I'm looking for? No, it's not the last. Is it the last episode? No, it's not the last episode. It's the episode before the last episode. The Bells. That's the title episode. No, it doesn't. Phoenix, remember? I don't remember, but I know it's the one before the finale.
Okay.
And it's just such. No. It is the last episode because the last episode's almost 2 hours long. That's why I got confused. Yeah, basically every episode in season 8's a full-length movie.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, they could have stretched out to 10 episodes and plotted the story better, but
which episode is the one where they accidentally left the Starbucks cup in shot?
Season 8, episode 2, but they digitally removed it after, so you won't be able to see it.
Damn.
Only at the premiere. If you watched the premiere, and I did, that's the only time you would have been able to see it, and it was fucking hilarious.
Okay. Yeah, so for Giga's benefit, someone left a Starbucks cup in shot in one of Daenerys' scenes.
It was her. It was her cup. She admitted it after. She admitted, what's her name? Amelia. Last name. That's going to bug me because I really like her as an actress. She got terrible roles after she finished Amelia Clark. Like, she hasn't gotten a big break ever since they finished Game of Thrones. They put her in a terrible Christmas movie based off that Wham song, Last Christmas. And if you listen to the song lyrics, you know how the movie goes. It's like me and my mom saw the trailer for it, and I was like, I know how this ends. He's a ghost. and lo and behold, that's the ending of the movie.
I mean, sometimes it's not about the twist at the end. Sometimes it's just about, like, how are they going to arrive at this conclusion?
Terribly, from what I read, from what I saw in the reviews. It was a very bad movie.
Yeah.
But I have nothing but, like, I want to say I have nothing but good things to say about Game of Thrones, but when you get to the final season, let me know, and I'll have some things to say.
Okay.
Now, Giga, has Giga seen the whole thing, or you were waiting to watch it together?
Waiting to watch it together.
Okay. I will be. That's one thing I will never spoil. Game of Thrones is something I will never ever spoil for anyone.
That's why I wasn't wanting to.
Well, when it comes to season 4 stuff, I'm talking about the finale of the whole show.
Huh.
And it's a thing that's been out for a long time. If people haven't seen it by now, kind of thing.
I mean, some people just don't have HBO. And the pirate sites are a little unreliable when it comes to Game of Thrones.
That's true. But yeah, when you get to the end, there's something you're probably going to be saying the same thing as me about something you wish there was more of.
Yeah.
Or happened differently.
I will say that from what I understand, Game of Thrones as a show is actually very true to the book material.
Well, you can't really say that because the last 2 books haven't even been published yet.
Really?
Nope.
I thought they were kind
Winds
of like...
of Winter...
I thought they were just, like, waiting for each book to be published before they did that season. Oh, well.
Oh, no. Winds of Winter and Dream of Spring have not been released because George R.R. Martin is taking his sweet-ass time. And he was supposed to have Winds of Winter out the year before the final season. And that was how many years ago now? People joke he's going to die before he finishes writing, and he already has ghostwriters set up to finish it.
Ah.
I mean, why don't you just give it to the ghostwriters at this point in time instead of writing different books?
Because he has a vision for things. I can respect that.
Well, he already come out and said he's changing the ending of the books because of the reception of the show.
Well, it could have been something along the lines of, like, he had a vision for how he wanted the story to go, but didn't really have a set ending in mind.
And it's clear, if this ending of Game of Thrones, the show ending, is how the books originally planned on ending, you are 100% right with that statement.
Yeah. It could also be that he is changing things up because Peter Dinklage is idiot.
Well, George R.R. Martin's also kind of woke, I thought.
I don't know.
Or he just stays out of it.
I haven't heard anything about him being political, which means that he's probably just staying out of it.
Yeah. He's written like 5 different books in between Dance with Dragons and Winds of Winter. He wrote an entire novel, which is the spinoff is based on. Fire and Blood, I think it's called. And I still have to get my hands on it. It's what the new series is based off of. The Rise of the Targaryens.
To be fair, this is the first that I'm hearing of the new series, so...
Oh, you can watch the trailer on HBO Max.
It
looks so good. And from what they said, there's going to be, I think, 15 dragons in it.
Oh, boy.
And that makes me happy. Like, I'm not 100% sure, but I think Balerion the Dread is supposed to be in it.
Also, like, I know that it's probably never going to happen. But HBO, Netflix, can one of you please adapt Age of Fire? Because, like, Age of Fire is an excellent book series all about dragons, and it has a sequel series called Dragoneer Academy, which might not be getting its third book because the first two didn't sell very well. So I'm thinking that if Netflix or HBO makes a really good adaptation about a series with dragons in it, then people will take more interest in the books and will actually get the completed series for Dragoneer
Yeah, but
Academy.
the one problem with the dragon thing, dragons are very expensive to do.
I mean,
The majority of season 8's like the final season's budget went for the dragons.
man, they could even animate it. I don't care. I just want more Age of Fire.
I wouldn't mind an animated Game of Thrones.
It's okay.
Yeah, I
The
know.
the
I'm
first thing
just
that you should do is not compare Age of Fire to Game of Thrones because
no, I'm not.
actually, you know what? It kind of is. So never mind.
I'm just saying I wouldn't mind an animated Game of Thrones.
Uh,
Like you could do the books properly
yeah.
if they did that.
I like corrected myself partway through because in book 3 it sort of starts becoming Game of Thrones, at least as far as
Lots
the
of incest
politics
and
go.
murder.
What?
Oh, I was about to say lots of incest and murder.
Yes, actually. Fans of Age of Fire know what I mean.
See, the other thing is, I'm worried with Netflix with them making series because they completely destroyed The Witcher.
Eh, like by itself, the Netflix Witcher is good. It's just not good if you take it into book context, or not book, or yeah, book context.
Book and game context.
Yeah.
It's like people have a certain vision for Triss and for Yennefer, and
And
they did a horror.
they also expect Geralt not to be sidelined in his own show.
Exactly. And
But
Henry Cavill as Geralt is perfect.
yeah, and
He could have done better with.
by itself, the Netflix adaptation of Witcher is solid.
I'd rather watch the Polish adaptation. That was in the 90s.
But like, if you go into it not knowing anything about The Witcher,
Oh yeah,
it's
you're gonna have a
solid.
great time.
It's solid. It's like
Yeah.
Aragon, where it's a terrible book adaptation, but it's a
We don't
pretty
talk about that
solid
movie.
kids movie.
We don't talk about that movie.
I know, but it's a pretty solid kids movie by itself. Same thing goes with the movie adaptation specifically of A Series of Unfortunate Events.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, the Netflix adaptation is by far better, and the movie adaptation isn't very good if you go into it expecting it to
The
be true
book.
to the books, because the ending is completely
Didn't they
incorrect.
force 3 books into one movie?
Yes, and out of order at that.
No wonder why it didn't.
It's
People were pissed
more
with
like they forced 4.5 or 3.5 books into
it.
one movie and made it out of order. Because, okay, so, like, the spoilers, I guess, the Nickelodeon Series of Unfortunate Events movie. Its first main event was the kids were on in a locked car on a train track while Olaf went to go buy soda or whatever. Then they go to the reptile room with their cousin Montgomery. He dies. Then they go to their aunt over by a lake. She dies, and then Olaf tries to marry Violet. That's how the movie goes. The books, Olaf tries to marry Violet, reptile room, lake, and then the whole train track thing is the beginning of book 4.
Mm. So they really do go out of order for that.
Yeah.
No, don't end yet.
And also, like, the ending was just completely incorrect because Olaf got caught at the end of the movie, and that never happens in the books.
And the books, and there's a lot more books, aren't there?
Oh yeah, there's like 13 books.
Wow, I didn't know there were that many.
13, 14, I think it's 13.
13 seems fitting for
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. The Netflix adaptation is really good, and you should watch it. It's 3 seasons, and each book is, I believe, 2 episodes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty well done, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But book adaptations have been so bad lately sometimes.
Yeah.
Like my friend, she was telling me about the Artemis Fowl thing that Disney tried to do, and it was bad, like out of scale bad.
Speaking of book adaptations, there's a thing on Netflix called Fire Drake the Silver Dragon. And when I saw that before it actually came out, I was excited because it is literally an adaptation of Cornelia Funk's book Dragon Rider. And then I watched it. And
Bad.
it's not terrible, but it's like someone read the synopsis of Dragon Rider and then tried to make it apply to Zoomers.
Ew.
The main bad guy has an iPad.
Ew.
The main bad guy is also an alchemical dragon.
What?
Which is
Okay,
like,
you've lost me completely.
yeah. In the book, he's an alchemical dragon. He's like a frog that was made into a dragon with alchemy or something. And yeah, he's the villain of the book. He's a solid villain. They give him an iPad and a desire to have someone to date in the movie.
This is why I hope Netflix goes bankrupt someday and bought up by HBO.
Yeah.
I mean, HBO does some stupid shit, but that's some kind of special stupid.
Yeah. But going back to what I was saying, I just want Age of Fire to get more attention so that people will buy the books and will actually get Dragoneer Academy 3. Because it's written, but E.E. Knight said that his publisher is wary about putting it out because the first 2 books didn't do very well. And Knight also said that he was writing for his favorite character, or his favorite dragon in particular, in Dragoneer Academy 3, and he has come out and said that his favorite character in Age of Fire was the protagonist of the 3rd book, who is also just the best character in the series. But yeah, about that, lots of incest and murder comments. Like that that is like a main plot point in book 3. Because so in book 3 they introduce like this dragon kingdom thing. That's simplifying it majorly, but point is that the one of the main bad guys is a dragon who like assassinates the previous ruler and then takes his biological sister as his queen. Yeah.
Authors can be strange.
I mean, it's
And I'm not judging because I've written some weird shit before.
It's also kind of weird because they're not people, they're dragons. So
right.
There might be sort of just a cultural dissonance there. I don't know.
Oh, look at the Egyptians. They inbred and married their sisters and cousins for generations.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the current royal family. They still inbreed. Recently. I could also make a joke about Prince Andrew right now too, but I'm not going to.
Hold on,
I'm a bit too old for that.
Let's see if I can find a picture of all the book covers at once. Yep. Okay, hang on. So, like, Age of Fire is something that I will never not chill because it is my favorite book series. And the first three, the ones on the top, can be read in any order, although it's recommended that you read them in publishing order.
Mm-hmm.
And then book 4 is a sequel to all three of them, and then you should be reading them in order. But also, like, the first three books focus on three different protagonists, and the third one is my absolute favorite character in the entire series.
I like the book covers.
Yeah.
If you were to judge a book by its cover, those look like fun reads.
Yeah. Book 2 is kind of dull because it's okay. So book 1 is about the dominant male of the nest. Book 2 is about the surviving female. Book 3 is about the male that got pushed out of the nest.
Mm-hmm.
And because like books 1 and 3 are about the males, of course they're going to be doing a lot more fighting because that's just kind of dragon.
Right.
Book 2 is mostly politics. Granted, book 3 is also mostly politics, but in a different sort of light. Because book 2 literally has a plot point where a dragon that's like 2 years old becomes a librarian so that she can inherit a house from her elf adoptive father.
Now these are like dragons. They're not like shapeshifted into
They are
human
dragons.
Are they full-size dragons or are they like small dragons?
They're as adults, they are full size. The first 3 books follow them from hatching into adulthood.
That's such a strange concept. That like very interesting. Oh, Magikarp outbreak. It's very interesting. Sorry, I've been waiting for a Magikarp outbreak so I can shiny
I
on
just
it.
love how you had one outburst and then went back to calmly talking.
I apologize.
But yeah, the first 3 books are absolutely just coming of age stories told from the perspective of dragons.
That's such a unique concept.
Hang on, I'm gonna go do a Discord search so I can find the exact line. Aha. Book 2 has a plotline where a 3-year-old dragon becomes a librarian so that she is legally allowed to purchase land from her elf father.
3-year-old dragon, and she's able to. It's their dragons, Phoenix. They're dragons. Like that's what's like that throws me a tiny bit.
It makes sense in context.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you have.
Basically, she needs to legally be a citizen of the area, and to do that, she becomes a librarian.
See, this is I think why I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around that. Picturing dragons in a functioning society like that.
You should definitely read these books then, because book 3 is when they really go into dragon society.
Okay.
Book 1 is the dragon is on his own trying to find his way in the world. Book 2 is the dragon is in hominid society because there's humans, elves, dwarves, and something called blighters, which are basically just orcs.
Mm-hmm.
And book 3 is a dragon trying to find his way in his own kind's society when he wasn't born in that society.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting anyways. Definitely interesting.
Yeah, so like I got Shadow in Zedge to read this series, and he actually liked it because book 1 establishes rules. Book 2 does some much needed world building, and then book 3 takes book 1's rules and says, but actually these are wrong.
It's just like, I'll probably eventually add them to. I'll add them to a reading list.
Yeah.
I think I've already talked me into adding these to a reading list before.
Yeah, this is my all-time favorite book series.
Just the idea of like when they grow, they're like dragon, right?
Yeah.
That's what I can't. I understand it's a fantasy world, but I'm just trying to picture that in a functioning society with gigantic death lizards. That's like Parthenax coming down and having tea with the Jarl.
Yeah.
The thing is, I could see Parthenax doing that.
Yeah. You could.
That's the beauty of fantasy, because anything can go down in it.
Ooh, hang on a sec. I found an image of this guy.
Now, these aren't children's books, right?
No, but children can read them.
Because I swear I've seen these in my school library before.
Ooh.
I
I
feel
would
like,
say that they're young adult books, but
okay.
not like the
With
young
incest and
adult
murder.
that not the young adult genre, but books marketed towards younger adults.
I know for a fact, I definitely saw these at a book fair before.
Hmm.
Like, those old Scholastic book
Yeah.
fairs in school?
Yeah.
God, I love those.
Yeah, if you look at I'm just gonna post this, or not post, but paste this into Psy so that my viewers can see what's going on and not just stare at a work in progress Mega Arcanine. Yeah, so you can see this guy has multiple injuries, and I love the attention to detail in that. Like,
The ripped wings and
not only that, but a corrective device in one of his wing joints.
oh, I just noticed that. I would never have said that if you didn't point out wing.
He has a crippled foreleg.
Foreleg, that would be the front feet, the
Yep.
hands.
Yep.
Which one's crippled? The one that he's holding close to him?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that dragon's been through some shit.
Oh, yeah. And both of those injuries were sustained as hatchlings. Or as a hatchling, rather.
Now, as a hatchling, like for the one who wants to be a librarian, for example, how big would she be as a 3-year-old?
There is a scene in book 1 where, as a hatchling, the gray male runs down a human who is described as being slightly bigger than him. I believe that as an adolescent, he is about the size but much longer of a wolf.
Okay. I can see that
And I
working much
think
better
that
than what I was picturing.
I think that this was before he hit 3 years old.
Okay, I can picture that being more. When I try to picture a librarian dragon, like I'm picturing your stereotypical librarian, but as a dragon. As comical as that sounds.
It's not quite like that.
I would hope not.
Librarian is mostly just a title.
Okay. Come on, be shiny. I want a red Gyarados in this game because I've had a red Gyarados in almost every game at this point.
Mm. Age of Fire is just an excellent time.
Well, it sounds really good. And I haven't had a good fantasy fix in a long time. Like Game of Thrones, I think, might be the last fantasy book I've read, unless you want to count Mortal Engines, even though that's more steampunk. Definitely steampunk.
Yeah, I would definitely look into reading Age of Fire.
Okay.
The fact that I'm shilling it so hard should tell you something.
Yeah, definitely. Who's online with me? Oh, okay.
So yeah, all of my watchers, read Age of Fire. It is great. It is excellent.
Let's say all of your readers.
Oh yeah. Well, we're talking about books, so.
And I think that would be a good place to end it, actually. Like, a threat. Read this book or else. Yeah, that's definitely a good book recommendation to have. Giga, if you could recommend a book, what would you recommend to everybody?
I cannot recommend a book.
If I was to recommend a book, since we are still in the young adult genre, I will stick to that. Mortal Engines. It's a fun book. The series doesn't. The author's a good author, but he doesn't know how to end a book. So that would be my suggestion. Just stick with it. So yeah, fun things are going to be happening in the next 2 weeks with this podcast, it seems.
Yeah.
Pokemon Day at the end of the month. The first podcast of March is going to be a doozy. It's going to be fun. I hope everyone who's watching is looking forward to that. I know I am. Everyone promote your stuff.
Play Sardonyx, play Protocoma, read Age of Fire, watch stream.
Go buy Pokemon Legends because this game needs to have more sequels.
Yes.
And it is actually worth playing. I am in the department of saying this is the best Pokemon game to exist.
I still disagree with that.
It's not only... You know how some people judge Pokemon games as their own thing? Like, say, it's good for a Pokemon game?
Yeah.
This is good as a game.
I still disagree with the thought that it's the best Pokemon game because Explorers of Sky still exists.
Explorers of Sky definitely is a better story. But I love the gameplay for this game so much.
Yeah, maybe not best Pokemon game ever, but it's up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely up there. It's my personal favorite. I plan on sinking as many hours into this as I did Black and White. And I maxed the hour count for Black and White out at 999.
I maxed it out for Ruby.
Oh wow. Everybody who's watching, leave in the comments. Have you ever maxed the Pokemon games hour count out? I'm very curious.
You know people don't comment on these.
No one comments on anything anymore. Leave a dislike. You won't be able to see it. And with that said, this is Black Phoenix and Kalion and Giga. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all in the next one.